Hello everyone, this is Rebecca Keller from the DISCUS software company. We're about to begin a lesson on using the auto ballooning function within DISCUS. Now first of all, I would not use auto ballooning on a print that was very pixelated, handwritten. However, this is an ideal candidate because it's very clear. There are not items that are sideways, upside down, and doesn't have a lot of notes. I would not use auto ballooning on notes because it doesn't recognize, for example, the various punctuation and how I would separate all of this data. But once again, this is an excellent example for auto ballooning. Make sure your setting is GD&T. Secondly, I like to fill the rectangles. The reason I do that is so that when I am ballooning, go up here just for a second. Yeah. Move up here a little bit so you can see this. Yes, there we go. When I auto balloon, it'll present these balloons automatically with the snap rectangles. As we learned in the previous lessons, that the snap rectangles really is what makes the OCR work. And auto ballooning will apply balloons and those rectangles. I shade it just in case I need to adjust the size of those various rectangles. It might be too large or too small. That said, let's look at my auto ballooning settings. Auto balloon settings. I like to have about a 120 character width and a strong DPI dot print of 400. I find that this is a good standard for me, and you might want to change that per your drawings. Give it a try and see how it works. So this is my auto ballooning, and with this I'm going to click with the GD&T on, drag it through a swath of characteristics, and let go. If it picks up too much data, we'll be able to delete that. Might pick up this D over here. It did. All right, not a problem. Let's zoom in for a minute and take a look. Select this, number 20, did a little bit too much, and delete it. Let's confirm the data. Open up the characteristic properties, and indeed, looks good. And notice it set up the rectangles fairly well. Let's open that up again. There you go. And we're going to click next. Looks good. Tolerance. We set up tolerances previously. Basic. Noted the basic. Good. I course through them just to ensure they're okay. And indeed, every one of them did a good job. And the last one, basic. I have my basics, by the way, to set up less than or equal to. If you wanted to change that to some other parameter, operator like does not equal to, then you could set that so that the next time we have basics, it'll set this up so it does not equal to. Or maybe you prefer greater than equal to, greater. Let's do does not equal. And let's apply it for all that while we're here. While we're here, let's change our balloon colors. I might as well do that for you too. And we have balloon colors, and I'm going to make them a beautiful blue. It's a global setting. All right, enough of that. Let's balloon some more data. Get back in page, get my balloon icon, and there it is, and drag a rectangle around the data. Generating it. And notice when I had the basics, it identified the basics because it had a line around it. Let's zoom in for a minute so I can share with you. Do you see this line under 29? It's going to be a basic. It's going to think it's a basic because it saw that line. We'll fix that. Open the characteristic properties one more time. If you want, you can scale it up a little bit and see if that adjusts it. I often will just go ahead and crop that line out. There. And click Next. Good. Maximum material condition did a good job. Click Next. And a basic, true. And notice this time does not equal to, because I set that up in the previous step. 4 places. Now look at this. Grabbed a little bit too much, so I'm going to crop out that line. Crop it out if it got too much. Okay. Now this is an example in which, let's go ahead and look at these. Oh, yeah, zoom in a little bit too much, didn't I? Okay, let's go back. Yeah, all right, let's go back to that. I want to select those balloons and notice the sub-balloons have the previous data. You can take the parent balloon, right-click, copy, drag it through the children elements, right-click, and paste. Make sure that you have those as reportable. You can right-click and make these reportable. They'll take on the responsibility of the results. Sound good? And then number 33 looks good as well. So that is how auto ballooning works. You can go through the entire print, balloon the section, let go, make sure that you examine each of those for accuracy, and you could change them. I'll zoom in for a minute and show you one more thing. We can change the places between 35 and 36. Simply take 36 and move them up to the 35 position. When you're finished, you want to take off the shading. You don't have to have the shading, but I like to know the target. Under Drawing, snap and take out the shading. Auto ballooning is ideal for a print such as this, and give it a try on your drawings as well. I think you'll be impressed. This ends the lesson on auto ballooning.